the show. This is Yeon Kim, today's MC. Since increasing people who treat dog as a pet, unlike pets, and knowing about dog meat is culture, the argument of dog meat has been going in home and abroad. Especially in Korea, there are a lively opinion on this problem because culture, which is eating dog meat, has been existed for a long time. According to approaching summer, demand of dog meat will be increasing, and at the same time, against argument is bigger and bigger. Today, we are going to listen various opinions and having a time of thinking of some ideal solution. First of all, who is welcoming Xiaoxian from Catholic University? Hi Xiaoxian, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And next, let me introduce Mr. Myo Han-gu from Catholic University. Please greet with big applause. Nice to meet you. Let's start half an minute speech. Xiaoxian, could you go first? Remember, you have only half a minute. So, start please.
Okay, I'm from Taiwan, and nice to meet you. And actually, when I heard about many Koreans eating dogs, I was shocked and I feel confused that how could they have the heart to see those cute dogs become the dish on the table. I totally cannot agree with this inhuman behavior with three following arguments. First of all, as I know, in ancient times, lots of Koreans had to eat dogs instead of precious beef, pork, or chicken. And it was understandable because they had no choice. However, these days Koreans are not as poor as before, but while the dog's meat is still the best dish that goes with soju, even though people can afford to order other meat. Secondly, there are many people keeping the myth that eating dogs in a special holiday or festival can improve their health. I think dogs are very undeserved this misunderstanding because there is no precise research to prove it. And furthermore, those business people breed dogs in a terrible environment and also treat them cruelly that I cannot believe it is happened in a civilized country. Therefore, I strongly expect Koreans should enact a law to forbid eating dog's meat. Thank you.
Thank you, Xiaoxian. It was a very good point. And next, Han-gu, could you start your own speech? You have only 90 seconds. Start, please.
Koreans often targets of criticism among animal lovers for eating dogs. And many foreigners argue that cruelty to the dogs in Korean culinary demand was unreasonable and immoral. But dog meat has been settled as a kind of Korean culture since Joseon Dynasty. Everyone might have their own subject view, but no one has a right to ignore different ideas from theirs. We need to think about cultural relativism. If I tell the opponents, you shouldn't have beef and pork because it's brutal for me, will they respond, no I won't? I don't think so.
Thank you, Han-gu. It was a very excellent point. So both of you said Koreans have been eating dog meat for a long time. So because the point, Koreans think dog meat as one of part of food culture. So what do you think about that point, Xiaoxian?
For me, dog is not only the one kind of the food, because dog is one of the most faithful friend of human beings. They are intelligent and they are easy to be trained. And also they are the good helpers while facing the difficulties. Therefore, in my opinion, compared with eating dog meat, letting a dog accompany people is more beneficial.
Dogs are our friends. This is the most ignorant thought. Dissenters who refuse to eat dog at all always say that dogs have been close friends with humans. Dogs are our friends. If so, why they try to break in their dogs to the ring and to train them? Do you think your friends will like the strap or the training? In addition, you might insist dogs are brilliant and have intense loyalty, but in fact, pigs are smarter than dogs. And every animal could be given the loyalty by some training.
Okay, so do you think the dog meat is one part of Korean culture, right?
Of course, I think so. We have to accept cultural relativism.
Okay, I understand every culture has the differences, whether people from other cultures can accept it or not. However, how do you explain the terrible breeding environment? Like lost dogs are put in a dirty and mess place, and every day they eat the kitchen waste and muddy bread till they are slaughtered. And then how about the cruel treatment? For example, the breeders cut dogs' throats and destroy their hearing in order to prevent their noisy barking. And also, several dogs are imprisoned in a small cage and they cannot move at all. I think those treatments are really inhuman.
The listeners always say slaughter of dog is so cruel. But all the slaughter is ruthless, including cow and pig. We have even raw fish. Isn't it ruthless? If so, you discriminate against lives, and the processing of dog meat is dirty. Therefore, the certain management like food safety test is needed, like other livestock.
So does Korean government take any actions toward these problems?
Yes, they need to take proper actions.
Yeah, so as you said, the Korean government didn't take action toward this province. So that is the main problem and factors. Like the government's attitudes and also, as well as the Koreans' attitudes, all of you act passively and you rather ignore than solving the problems. But in a contrast, actually some Taiwan people had liked to eat the dog meat long time ago, but the Taiwanese government was active to enact the law and we execute the law strictly. Therefore, nowadays, the Taiwanese people know eating dogs is illegal. And in Taiwan, there is no restaurant which sell the dog's meat.
In Korea, dog is a sort of livestock. As a result, we eat dog meat. Of course, this kind of thing is not acceptable in Europe. The difference comes from different cultures. But I know there are lots of starved dogs on the street in Europe, especially during summer vacation. They don't deserve to stay. We have to preserve dogs.
Well, but I'm not from Europe.
I'm sorry, but it's almost time to finish. So could you speak the final speech? Xiaoshen, you go first.
Okay. In my conclusion, I think even though most Korean people have eaten the dog meat only once or twice during their life, but if some people eat dog meat continuously, there still will be countless dogs need to be killed every year. And since dog is our close friend and they are adorable, they are very loyal and they are always by our side. As Korea is one of the developed countries in the international society, I think eating dogs, this kind of uncivilized behavior, should be abandoned. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Xiaoshen. So, Hangul, do you have the final speech to support your idea?
For Koreans, the idea about dog is very complicated. Long time ago, we Koreans didn't think about dog is a member of our family. Dog is our friend and family. Such a notion isn't such a kind of thing that can be accepted from all the Koreans suddenly. That is to say, paradigm is totally different from other people. Nevertheless, foreigners just insist on their notions. Just do not eat dog. It's unfair. We have to admit cultural diversity. We don't insult Indians when they worship cow.
Thank you. Until now, we talk about dog meat issue. As this issue so controversial, so the clash of both sides' opinion is so big. So there might be some limitation to find ideal solution. However, we know anyone should not force their own idea to another person. The important thing is we need to understand each other. Thank Thank you very much, Xiaoshen and Angu. I think today's show was very interesting. So thank you for coming in our